All right, welcome back. Thank you, guys.
Welcome back, Keith.
Yes, thank you. This is officially my first video back. I know you guys have been seeing me. That's just a good job of Nick of sprinkling me in with some old shit. But we're back on Redemption Reacts. I'm Keith.
I'm Nick.
I'm Lo.
I'm Curtis.
I'm Jarek.
All right, and today we got Taming Criminal. I've been really kind of banging on the table for Taming. That's a new thing. All right, I like it. So we were kind of going off on our own and doing our own little thing and kind of found some Taming joints. This was definitely one of them. This is one of the first ones that kind of got me to listen to Idea and everything else. But to me, this joint is fire. It's part of the trilogy, as Kurt brought up before we actually went on the air. What was it? Idea. I should know this, but
Idea, Advice, and Criminal, I believe, are in the same trilogy.
That's why he's the teacher. That is why.
The teacher.
So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Taming Criminal.
Curtis said make sure them subs on.
I think he does have. He definitely does. Yeah, this is Act 1.
So if you take me like Sephiroth, an anime villain.
You know this joint too, right?
It's like nobody. Car chase scene in the 80s. The 80s car chase scene.
Yeah, it has that track.
Or a nightclub. Shootout about to go in the nightclub in the 80s. The movie.
Remind me of Drive.
Something with neon lighting on. Like GTA strippers.
Grand Theft Auto.
It's a nice hook.
Vocal God.
Video links up.
Thank you, Keith.
Don't.
Video
Don't.
cues a better song.
Thank you, Keith, for the loop.
We start from Izquierda. That's you.
All right. Well, what I got from it is, I mean, I love Taman's choreography is always something that always stands out to me. Very passionate, energetic. Like I want to say like almost like a ballet-esque-ness. Or it seems like he's like. I mean, not that all the idols aren't like trained in that regard or anything, but I mean I can see why they regard him as one of the greatest dancers. It did feel. I don't know if you guys got that vibe, but it did feel like a lot of MJ kind of in there.
Always.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
And as far as the lyrics and everything, I mean, I like the idea of.
Tell Nas that.
I love the kind of duality between the whole. I mean, obviously he has the eye patch on, so that's always like an inner self or like a hidden self or like a part of yourself that you're literally not seeing. So I think that that's like a great part of the wardrobe, as well as the various black and white colored wardrobe. Like nothing's like a gray area. Like it's always it's like this or that kind of thing, which. And the criminal, I assume he could be referring to is himself, because he says, like, I'm losing my innocence when I fall for you, or like, the deeper I fall, the deeper I go, and I'm losing that innocence. But it's something that's, like, elegant at the same time. And probably one of my favorite pieces in the video was, at least on the first viewing, was they had the bathroom stall, and it was, like, the walls were closing in, like that Nightmare on Elm Street effect. So I thought that was, like, a really cool way of literally showing the walls closing in on him. But, it's something that I definitely want to process as a whole, more going forward.
Yeah, I'll get my. Hate to say positives because it sounds like I'm going to come with negatives. I'm really not, but
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, no, I think if you negatives are necessary, it's not really a negative with this, but anyway,
You're still comparing it to Idea, huh?
now that cat's out the bag. I think he set such a high precedent with me, with Idea. It's not often that I feel like a song that I'm going to call a song a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a genre that I'm only, 3 months into like really hearing. So, and that's what I look at Idea as, or that's how I perceive Idea.
Never forget your first time.
That was a hell of a first song, because damn. But this song is not bad though. It's just not what, after knowing what Advice is, and then Idea, and then to hear this, it kind of just gives me like Daft Punk. Remember that song with Pharrell? We're up all night to get fun. We're up all night to get lucky.
That was a bop, though.
It was a bop.
Definitely a bop.
You know what?
That was a
That was in
banger.
that same year of Dirty Lines. Is that the?
No, that was the year after.
Was it the year after? Because I know the DJ used to play that shit right away.
You know what? Yes, that was the year after, because Blurred Lines was more
Blurred Lines, not Dirty
2012
Lines.
and 2013.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much off subject, but that was definitely a bop, though. That was definitely a bop.
But no, that's what or like some Grand Theft Auto like club music,
Yes.
some of the shit you hear on Grand Theft Auto or whatever like that. Like I said, it's not bad. It's just nothing that really moves the needle for me in the same way. So I think you kind of hate when an artist has that thing like, yo, I dropped the fucking, I dropped this, which is Advice, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, that's cool, because I liked that Advice when I first heard it. I was like, all right, this is cool. But then you drop, I hear Idea, and it's like,
But that's why I be trying
shit
to.
stops moving.
That's why I be trying to chill. Because imagine if like Hove dropped something and everybody be like, "Oh, that's not Reasonable Doubt or Blueprint." It's just like I don't try to base.
us.
To be
I ain't
fair, we
gonna call-
listened to it in the backwards order too. So we listened
Yeah.
to Advice first, Idea second, and Criminal last, and it should have been the other way around. But yeah, I didn't mean to cut off.
I think I probably would have been fucked up then listening to Advice. I'm like, well, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. The brain is a tricky thing. But to answer your point, us Jay-Z fans are like that.
Yeah, y'all should stop.
Nah, because
It's you going to ruin. I just feel like you
because
ruin.
I think it's a natural thing to feel that way, and you can still appreciate what's becomes of fur. Because I fucking hate Magna Carta as an album.
Yeah, but it was okay.
However,
It wasn't that bad.
no.
wasn't.
However, when that motherfucking you got the greatest duet between him and Beyonce on that album.
That beat. Now I like the beat.
I think that's one of the most beautiful songs ever.
That
Between like
running
a couple.
piano does it for me every time.
You know what I'm saying? So I can look at it like that. Like, you know what? Is instead of focusing what I don't like, focus on what I do like. and to tie this up with a and put a bow on this, that's kind of like what I do. I like the cool little 80s groove. I think my saving grace with a lot of K-pop songs that I don't naturally like jump to, where would I hear this at? Now the only thing is, if I can't put it in like a movie kind of scenario or something like that, like what would I put this as, in music or something like that, then damn, that's when I just probably really won't even say anything. Because this ain't a channel to shit on stuff, you know what I'm saying? If we don't like it, but I'm not going to shit on anything.
Just for the sake of, yeah.
Yeah, so my favorite part of this video, to wrap my part up, is him being a part of the statue. And then everything that he was saying in the lines, I kind of got more that this was actually him talking about a romance thing as opposed to himself. Like, he was like, your fingerprints are on my open wound of my heart and everything. That's usually... kind of, you done met some girl, turned your ass out. We know how it go, Taman. But
he actually does that pose in the statue a lot. He did it at the end of his idea, like the crucifix pose. He does it here. I think he did it in a couple other videos too, if we were to go forward.
And that's another thing too. Idea is just the fucking, what, Nick, take on first, because I'm not even going to.
Yeah, just because, I mean, I definitely feel you. Once I know somebody has reached like God tier and like they've done some shit, I try to turn that song off in my head because the only thing you're going to do is you probably going to be really pissed every time until you're presently surprised about something. So, and I know how music is, so I'm not going to tell you how to digest music, but it's just me personally, I turn that off. I think Advice is his best song. And it's my opinion.
It's your opinion.
But like, for musically, so when I heard Idea, it definitely was just like, oh, okay, now I know Taman's here. Once you get into Super M, Shiny, other stuff, he's a vocal god. He has one of those timeless voices too. So these tracks, we always say MJ because you can still play MJ shit now. I feel like with Taman tracks, 20 years from now, you can still play them.
Yeah, they're timeless.
I do the movie setting. That's why when we were doing it, I think you said Drive. And I was like, yes, like Neo. Bro, this could have been on the back of Scarface or something, like in a club scene or something with neon lighting and everyone just kind of like moving. This could be in a futuristic movie.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Cowboy Bebop or something that's coming out. This could easily be
Ready
like
Player One.
in the back. Ready Player One. So once, an artist is timeless, it's just kind of like they're in a different stratosphere. This song definitely is I want to say one on the weaker side of like his tracks for me personally, because I've heard better things, but that doesn't mean this is a weak track. It's just kind of one of his tracks where it's just like, oh, okay, it's a bop, it's cool, but it didn't take me to where Idea or Vice took me to. And yeah, so I'm good.
I didn't love the song, but I also didn't not like it. Like, I enjoyed the song. It was a good song. But it's nothing that I would add to the playlist. But I would like to hear it again if that, like, it's one of those songs where, like, if it's playing, I'll probably bop to it. Like, it's good. I just wasn't, like, really in love with it. My favorite part of the song is probably the hook. It just feels nostalgic for some reason, but nostalgic and like
80s vibe.
Yeah, like nostalgic and glittery, if that makes sense. The video was trash to me. It was it didn't do anything for me. I was looking at the video and it just felt very mid. Like nothing stood out to me. The wardrobe is kind of It wasn't nothing too crazy with the effects. The camera angles were okay. The choreography was not good. Like, it was just fun to watch.
The Edgelord's back.
I think the song deserved a better video, if I'm being honest. I think the song is way better than what they offered with this video.
And fuck this PC shit. You know what, Jarek? I'm going to watch out for the next video that you say is dope, because if it's one thing if you said like you ain't like this junk, to say this shit is trash, and it's not even about if that's your answer, that's your answer. It's just I'm thinking about some of the videos you said was dope, nigga, and I'm like,
but that always brings us back to our argument when we be like, people start talking about concepts or what the video look like.
Yeah, and that's not what I'm trying to
history,
do.
Be like, hold on,
exactly.
wait, bro. You like when they was outside beatboxing in front of the fire truck.
And it's not that. It's not. Hold on, let me.
yeah,
It's not that it doesn't make sense.
Niggas be in the back of a fucking a water ice truck.
Niggas freestyling at McDonald's. You like this video God's here.
He said large fry, extra crispy.
And then he grabbed the fry and dipped it in his frosty.
It's not that the video like didn't make sense. I think it did make sense. It had a story to it. It's just everything.
Mayara basura.
It wasn't like wow, you know, like I don't know, like it just felt like the video. Like I feel like he gave 150% in the booth with the song, and the video was given like 30. But I'm not really necessarily blaming him. I'm kind of more disappointed in like the directors and whoever was behind the video. He did his thing. It's just everything was subpar compared to everything else I've seen. Like it's just not like it. Like it's just
Is that me?
I don't know. It's missing something.
I feel you. Keith, how you feel? Go off.
I like the song. I like the video. It reminds me of I remember the first time I heard it. It reminded me a little bit of Lady Gaga's "Bad Romance," especially with the
I can see that's a God tier song.
Like
to me,
it
too.
reminded me of
is.
that. Like it
Time.
seemed like it kind of took leads from that.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I
remember
mean?
Kesha.
I love Kesha.
Hey, now you lost me.
And as far as the video,
We are who we are.
like individually, I love the video. It gives you the heaven and hell elements that he always kind of brings with his videos. Like the floor is literally lava. So
You're a parent.
you know, and then it has those elements, and then the demons in red, you know, tugging at his soul or whatever. I'm over here doing my Kurt impression, and then
just say one word you gotta say, and then you do a full Kurt. word.
kinetic.
Sounds like that.
Cathartic.
Authority.
It gives you that kind of catharsis that I'm looking for. In it.
And even the thing in the background kind of reminds me of the sculpture in the background of the Devil's Advocate on the wall. So, like, you know, it has all those elements. And then we flip over to the white room, and it's like, and even then you see like the red light flashing. So it could be a false heaven. And then even if you look at all three, if you go into idea, there are clear purgatory and heaven
references,
vibes
yeah.
in that video. And then when you get to advice, it's almost like, well, he's wearing half black, half white to kind of represent that he's in between, and he's just going to do whatever he wants. And it seems like his decision kind of just, you know, gets him in an accident.
Yeah.
Yo, K-pop crazy, yo. Like,
The storytelling is crazy.
no, so Pete, me and Kurt be talking about. I think I talk about with you sometimes, like filmmaking, and sometimes film like directors or like, you know, the creative team do particular things to push the story further. Sometimes you can pause frames, and like one frame might tell a complete story. Everyone's a critic now. And I think we was like, it's so much on the point with criticism now where some of the critics are actually be making sense though. Like regular people can make like sense of things now.
The line of, like we talked about it earlier, the line of criticism is knowledge and understanding of the subject.
Exactly. So for film, to get to where I'm trying to get to, I wonder sometimes, do we overthink some of the music videos the same way sometimes you overthink film? Like, you'll be at an interview and a film director, you know, someone will be like, I loved in the film how you had the symbolism was this, and you could tell by how the shot was, and the director will be like, oh no, we just thought it was a cool shot, and we just kind of like did some shit. So I wonder, like some of the choices with like MVs, because we always, I'm not gonna say reach when we do our analyzing, we're just kind of taking the information given to us and like, you know, saying how we feel about it. I wonder if sometimes they just like, yeah, the outfit look cool as shit here.
According to our comments, we don't reach enough, because that should be like, oh, you guys don't understand. And this is not mocking y'all. I'm just saying it'd be like, you guys need to read the lyrics and watch this person. They break the lyrics down even deeper.
I love it
and
when y'all
everything
get
like
spicy
that.
in the
But
comments.
sometimes we've done that.
And that's what I'm saying.
Especially for
Sometimes
people passionate.
when you
Bro,
go looking, I'll be like, nah, bro.
We'll say exactly what the video was, and they'll come behind us.
And
So you
they'll come
guys didn't
behind
pay
it,
attention.
you guys didn't pay
No,
attention.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm
Like,
like, so
you didn't
I'm
watch
like,
the video.
I'm like, bro, we
love it.
We not just some niggas. You know?
Keep up the great work.
No.
Like, what was it? They did that on Dutch Time.
Somebody.
Like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, Lo, but and I agree with you 1,000%. Because sometimes people sometimes it is that much depth between like what they were trying to illustrate, whether it was through lyrics or through music. But I wonder sometimes too, is some shit kind of just like we just did that shit because it was.
I
cool.
feel like it's with depends on the artist.
artist.
Somebody like Taman.
That was probably for a reason.
I think
Everything's for a reason.
Yeah, everything is probably
Especially like normally if it was an isolated video and I made those same like this nigga reaching, but it's like literally a trilogy of videos that bang 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 and they're all supposed to make sense in some way, shape, form, fashion.
If it's wavy, not so much. I think
so
wavy's
much.
kind of to the point. Baby, don't stop.
In
You know,
hyphen definitely because it
Certain
seems like
shit,
they have a theme.
They're definitely really to the point. I was about to say in hyphen, TXT. Some particular groups we've been on have been like, no, that shit was detailed. When I watched the behind the scenes for like these all Taman's joints, him and the directors that he ever went, he's really particular about certain things too. Where you just be like, you think the camera angle could come from here because I want to tell the story of walking.
Yeah, I want a nice sweeping paint.
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, so like that stuff makes sense. But I wanted to do sometimes, not so much we reach, but are we on the type time now with regular shit where it might have just been like, put this here, and then be like, shit, the symbolism, the
Black almonds next to
We
the
start acting like English teachers.
fucking Get Out when she's eating where she's drinking the milk and doing it, and they just like that means nothing.
Yo,
that
that's
means
I thought in the movie
I did too.
before I heard anybody say
you know
that
what we're
shit.
talking about in Get Out when she's eating the Fruit Loops.
I
She
just
doesn't
thought
mix
that-
them with the white.
The crazy part is I thought that was just nuts. I was like, oh, this bitch really is.
She's
because
crazy.
she was doing it while looking up D1 athletes
Athletes to
and if
trap.
you've grown up as a black young man, your mother has told you the story of the girls like.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think that was something he would touch on. I didn't know Jordan Peele's
Mm-hmm.
experience with that, being biracial or whatever like that. And I'm pretty sure, your mom's told you like, yo, these girls, they wait for y'all. Y'all become something.
They're waiting in the wing.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. And just to see her doing that, I just thought it was crazy. I ain't listening to the time of my life. I was like, yo, this bitch is crazy. So like, but
Yeah.
when people started saying that, I'm like, I didn't notice that, but that's crazy if he did it. And then he said, oh, no. Nah,
He was just like, no, it just was some regular shit. Like she just was eating, but just
Yeah.
shit like that almost, where it's just like you'll see a scene and be like,
Reading too
fucking
deep.
God's here. His what he did here, and he's in there just like I just was filming.
hey, that's just the way she likes the cereal. But,
Yeah,
Like we
Just-
tried to get her to eat the milk, she wouldn't eat it. So
Lactose intolerant.
Lactose
Can't
intolerant.
force her.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
just,
just-
just that I wanted to just touch that idea with y'all, ironically a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm not a criminal in the comments though. You need y'all advice in the next video.
I'll give my advice.
I see.
All
I
I
see
got
what
is
you did.
ideas.
You be like,
No, to touch on what you were saying, Nick, I do agree. Like, I know sometimes things can be purely coincidence, but basically, when I'm looking at it from like the artistic side of things, like just there's so many people's jobs, as we know, on set and various things. Like, it's literally one person's job to use the light to tell a story, another person's job to use the wardrobe to tell a story, to use the props to tell a story. They're all individual jobs that have to come together for a collective. So usually when I see stuff like this, I don't think it's coincidence. Not to say it isn't in other genres or just anything like that, but just when you're dealing with people you come to know as particular like artists, I think it's something that's always intentional. But as we were sitting here conversating and everything, and I was seeing a little bit more of the idea, or I said idea.
There you go.
The
Roll
video
credit.
looping.
References better?
Yeah. Seeing the video looping, there's a lot of play. Like I see what you mean, Lo. I do think it as the video was looping, I'm seeing more of a love kind of thing and everything like
Yeah,
that. And I do
yeah.
understand that. I was taking the account of the trilogy into effect, I think, rather than like the merits
I was
of
going to say,
the video itself.
with idea and advice, it was definitely more so
Yeah.
cathartic.
But
the
even
weird thing is, in the-
ideas about somebody else other than him.
Yeah, but the weird thing is in the video Criminal, it says like some of the lyrics are like your fingerprints are all over my heart, and just the idea of a criminal like fingerprinting, like getting caught at the scene. So there's a lot of cool like imagery with that kind of stuff. But with the video, there's all this sensory kind of deprivation play. Like his hands are tied, he has the eye patch on, and then at one point he has a bag over his head. So it's like this. I don't know if it's meant to say like love or anything. Like you can't breathe or you can't see clearly, or
Senses are
even
dulled.
even the touch. He's wearing gloves over his hands, so it's like I don't know if it's to say there's not some kind of connection or anything like that. But
always like a villain
and the
in his
instrument,
movies.
the instrument
Bruh,
that
he
he's
looked like the dude
holding,
from the Yakuza
or
game.
the prop rather that he's holding, is a rose, and obviously we know the rose because it's saying like love, but it's got its thorns and everything to it too. So I mean,
And
there's a
Derrick
lot of
Rose.
there's a lot of depth in the video, but it's
The Wendy Rose.
all the like as like how you were saying, Keith, about with set pieces and things of that nature. The set piece at the end is still a very narrow hallway with two very thin doors. Like, so he's still kind of presumably in like that purgatory.
Right.
But as we start one of the later videos, idea, he's in a jail cell. So I'm trying to like kind of see the connective thread there. But
I think he actually starts off in this. Wait, no. We watched Idea earlier. That's what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
I'm gonna watch the trilogy after this in order though, and just
Just
kind of.
thing we're gonna do is squeeze in the cop siren effect, some the rhythm blues.
Yeah, I like the first like 30 seconds.
I like the first set piece. Like the whole lava floor, red outfits. I love this whole set piece. It's when we get to the white room that it's kind of like, okay, did somebody get lazy?
I see
Well,
what
he
you're
also has a
saying.
mark on his nose too, like a wound on his nose, and I don't know if that's from like the rose thorn or the knife that was with his hands, but
I swear
there's
someone
always
said
something
that's
there.
particular in K-pop too, or something. Once they start having those marked nose, like they get beat up and stuff, all like that.
Yeah, I mean, you could say, I mean, just the fear of imperfection
Jimin
or anything
just
like
give
that.
Me Mew and Mewtwo vibes.
I feel like it's
That was a cough, not a
disrespectful
laugh.
depending on which one you call him Mew and which one you call him Mewtwo.
Mew is the most powerful Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so who you call him Mewtwo?
Jimin is definitely Mew.
Okay.
But Mewtwo,
Tiny and cute.
He was more. He gives up his
What's funny is
I'm-
next month. So next month, I want us to react to the songs first before we do the joint, because they have like a showdown video with them, with Taemin and Jimin, basically like a battle, like kind of the choreo.
Jimin gonna whoop that ass.
Whatever. It's a good joint, but we'll probably react to it in like 3 weeks. That is funny though, Mew and Mewtwo. Now all I can think of is the end of Pokemon 1.
That's
they
literally what I was. Bro,
Right.
the whole
Mew just
time,
chilling. Mew
right
just
when
gotta
Kurt
go.
just started his last piece, and y'all just talking. I'm just sitting here.
Scared to lead us in.
Dare you?
You should edit this shit. You should edit this shit in my head while we're talking low sting about
New effects loading soon for 2022 for the channel.
No, but like I said, the first half, the first set piece, I thought was like perfect. The small hallway was good. I'm not really feeling the white room with the speakers. I don't know what that will have to do with it. If it was just like a throwaway, cutaway set piece, but that first one is epic.
Only thing I can think of even possibly is just ears. Like
Just for
deafening.
contrast point?
Because it was like he covered the eyes, he covered the touch with the gloves.
To take away
covered
the sense of sound.
Yeah, like that was the only sense I didn't think was touch. So maybe it's like a deafening. I mean, I don't know, but with artists like that, you never know for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, what Lo said. Like, comment, subscribe, share. This is definitely going to be on Patreon before anything else.
And welcome back, Keith.
Yeah,
Hey, thank
Welcome
you,
back,
thank you.
Cotter. I mean, Keith.
Yeah, welcome back, Lo, too.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I was.
Ain't nobody care about Low.
Comment say otherwise, nigga.
See, we love y'all to death. See y'all later. Bye.
That's all. Ta-ta now.